Do you have style and flair? A bit of savoir-faire? Well, you're in luck. For just a few bucks, it's not out of reach. Time to get back to the beach. That's right. Beach Punk is now available for a limited time exclusively from Mixed Tees. The Make America Beach Again line is top-notch, top quality, and all about answering that question, are you beach enough? I know I'm Knuff. Are you? Be prepared for your very own beach off. We've got towels. We've got t-shirts. We've got muscle tanks too. And if you're cold-blooded, we also have hoodies. Not to mention mouse pads and so much more. Check out the ever-expanding line of Beach Punk gear available at Mixed Tees. Your home for YouTube-exclusive clothing from your favorite creators. From the minds of Dick's Division comes Beach Punk. Are you Knuff? Good afternoon, friends. We have a very special guest today in the studio. Somebody who I think is, well, very talented and a person that I have always believed in from the very beginning when he first started running things on his own YouTube channel. And while I did interact with him early on, he has gone on to be quite successful and deservedly so. He sticks quite to Star Wars, but I feel like he's branching out a little more nowadays. We're gonna crack this guy's shell, find out what's what, and you know, we'll all say hi to all of you. So without any further ado, my good buddy X-Wing, how are you today, sir?
Hi. I almost forgot it was Friday, and your lovely intro just rolled me into that vibe of like, dude, it's Friday. Let's wind down. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's hang out with our friends. I love it.
Get a little drinky poo. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Just
everybody kind of bellies up into the bar of this show, and as Friday Night Tights winds down, we're going to build up our crowd, and things will get a little bit thicker in here, which is good.
I like them thick.
Well, you know, I used to do a show right before Friday Night Tights. And the problem is Friday Night Tights went to Friday Afternoon Tights, and now it's Friday Midday Tights. And so
these things happen. You got to work around the big dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I have to say I'm grateful that you were able to show up today. Look, we gotta have you tell people about yourself. What do you do? What is X-Wing?
My channel or myself as the human? Oh, well, I feel like
talk about your channel, talk about you, and then we're gonna get into the interview.
Yeah, I run a Star Wars channel, which is like not terribly interesting these days. Yeah, Yeah, I was a collector for a long time. I started collecting a bunch of Star Wars stuff just because I loved the story. I loved the very like Arthurian legend. Just it was always an escape that felt like it was never really tied to any particular culture. It was just a story that you could enjoy, no matter who you were, where you came from, whatever the case may be. You could love Star Wars. Um, that has since changed. So at this point, yeah, I don't know. I just love having the community. That's my favorite part about YouTube. I love being able to talk to people. I get to meet cool ass people like CultureCasino, and just enjoy the company of awesome other nerds. Regardless of where they came from, what age they are, what culture, what religion, we all get to hang out and talk nerd stuff.
We certainly do. Well, let's say hi to the amazing people that are here today, which includes, of course, Barney Fife with his one bullet. We've got James Dosher here promoting Mystic number 9. Indeed, Grim is here, otherwise known as Enfearter. Oh wait, that's you.
Hey, I know that guy.
Vulcan lives. Hail, fellow Culturians. That's right. Film watchers here. What's up? Love that icon. We've got the great Scott Westbrook joining us. His photography is ridiculous. He showed me some samples when I was in Florida, and I was like, dang.
It's disgusting.
Penny.
In like a good way.
Hey, Penny's here. Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
We got Release the McCracken in the house. What's up, Robbie? We got Commander. It's Draker of Shadow. This live stream sponsored by Drunk 3PO's Park Hoppin', featuring the lovely Mighty Kika. As usual, in Jay's honor, this is a optional pants live stream.
Got some Jay merch on right now, actually.
You do. Wait, hang on. I will embiggen. Wait, let me take down the chat.
God, don't look at my pit stains. It's hot back here. Leave me alone.
I love that shirt. You were embiggened. That's a term.
I don't think it is.
It is.
I'm not sure that it is.
I feel like it's a term.
Anyway,
if it's not, it should be. Wow, we've got super chats, we got gifts of memberships, all kinds of wonderful things. Cajun Corey is here. We got Cajun Corey, SFX 314.
Corey?
We got Weatherman. We got that is the Gateway Daimyo.
Gatekeeper's Daimyo. It's a play on Book of Boba Fett. You remember when they tried to bring in all the Japanese terms? Yes. You remember they're like, Daimyo.
Yeah, Daimyo. Okay.
Wow, we're doing that. That's a real thing. Okay.
Yeah, we got Darren Hughes in the house. Well, did you? I was making it a thing. Did you not want it to be a thing?
Daimyo? I didn't want Daimyo to be a thing in Star Wars, no.
Oh, okay. Well, the lovely Sherry's here, so that's the important thing. She memed the bejesus out of me. It was ridiculous.
What can I say?
Yeah, and the amazing Philip M is here. He's been here for 7 months. Really, I hope you're doing very, very well. He says, but if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Christ, his son, cleanses us of all sin. That's John 1:7, verse 1.
Love to see it, Philip.
Yeah, it's amazing. Sorry for the comment on an earlier video. Oh, I haven't been through the
What did you say yet. That you had to follow it up with John 1:7? What did you do?
I'm kind of worried now. I must have done something bad.
Okay.
Michelle C., I'm here listening, but driving home from a funeral. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, love. Please be safe, and I'm sorry for your loss. That's no fun.
Drive safe, Michelle.
I'm sure it will be great, though. I'm trying. It will be, because X-Wing's here. We got John Sapola in the house. Just you guys are just crushing it in the chat. You got Tender Warrior 68 here with us today.
Look at that. Is that like a sideshow Aragorn?
Isn't that amazing?
Maybe a Weta workshop or something, maybe?
Isn't that amazing?
That's cool.
Yeah. Shrek PMC's there. We got memes. What's up, memes? Memes of destruction. An Australian $2 comes in saying, Mazakan going off right now. Say hi to all those lovely Aussies for me, my friend.
I said it was a bunch of Aussies and then blabs. Like just randomly, like blabs in the middle of a bunch of Australians.
Like, wait, blabs went to Australia?
Well, yeah, apparently. I don't know.
Wow. Well, yeah, but it's Adelaide. They're in Adelaide, I believe.
Nice.
Hey, Real Wade Nation's in the house. Good to see you. We got Rob Altus here. Space Dave 2000, who actually gifted a massive 5 Culture Casino membership.
Hi-oh.
Thank you so very much for that. We do appreciate it. Space Dave has been very generous, and that's 5 more members for the channel. It's great to see everybody. I've been missing you, Philip. I hope you're okay. Carlos Alfredo Lopez is in the house. The lovely Magitech Mags. Look at that. She's always winking at us. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love Mags.
The amazing Apollonese Minion is here. Greetings, dear. I hope you are doing well, being safe, and thank you for taking care of all of us across the United States. You are one of the most important people in our country, even though most people don't realize it. Thanks for all you do, and I hope the little puppers is doing good too. Jeff, what's going on? There's my buddy Drunk. Hey, Drunk. X-Wing is here. I've never been a guest. Sad, dude.
Well, be a better YouTuber. Maybe he'll invite you on.
You're a little busy, and of course, I would love for you to just, I don't know, call me. Don't be afraid to just call me. Okay. All right. We'll get to it. We got a few more people to say hi to. Then we got to get started because otherwise we'll be here forever. That's not a bad thing. I love saying hi to everybody. Got Phil TMNT in the house. There's Nikki. Who is that weirdo?
He sent me an invite. He was like, hey, you want to come on the channel? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll do it. Whatever.
Wayne is here. Good to see you. We've got a few other folks popping in. Snowdub. Yeah, this is my puppet buddy. Yeah, my co-host of my Sunday night show.
What's up, Dub? I know Dub.
Let's see who else is here. A few others. If I miss you, it's not on purpose. I saw Peli here, and there's another member chat from Mr. Grant Gregory, who also happens to be my editor. So he's paying me to pay him, which is weird. Nice. Mazda got a I'm concerned I highlighted that now.
I appreciate the phonetical spelling.
I think that was in jest. That was in jest. I'm certain.
You never know. Australia is a place.
I think that was in jest. Hey, there's Darcipio. Good to see you, my man. Dalu's in the house. We got Brahma.
What's up, Brahma?
Yeah. I just called and he didn't answer. Did you?
He didn't.
No, he didn't?
No, he didn't call you.
Oh, I got a voicemail from him. I didn't get a phone call. It didn't ring, Jay.
Yeah, he's got this weird feature on his phone where he acts like he calls people, but he doesn't actually call them. It just goes right to voicemail. And then he's like, I called you like 6 times, bro. I don't know what happened. It's gross. It's gross behavior. Don't be like
I love Jay. You guys don't even know. He's a lovely man. All right, let's get going. Shadow Chaser, you're the last highlight for the moment. I just want to say thanks once again to everybody who's members and all the super chats and everything as we get started. So I guess we have to start with 3 questions. All right, and because this is a relatively new format, I'll explain it once more. My friend X-Wing has been given the 3 questions in advance. And the 3 questions don't change for first-time guests. They're always the same. For a second-time guest, we will have different questions. But they're actually not questions that people would normally be asked, at least not during the course of a stream, because I want them to think about it so they get them in advance. So, first question, my friend. What is your favorite TV show of all time?
So... I'm going to level with you.
Okay.
I read the 3 questions and then I put them away and I didn't look at them again and I didn't think about them all day because I wanted it to be off the cuff. Right. I didn't want to think about it and be like, what would people think would be like a cool answer? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a weird one. And I think a lot of people aren't even going to know what it is. I don't know. But there was a show called Aqua Teen Hunger Force when I was growing up, and there was a meatball, a shake, and fries that went on adventures together.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah. And there was a really funny character named Carl who was just like your classic Guido neighbor in sweatpants with like a chain. And he's like, what are you guys doing in my neighborhood? Like, get the fuck out of here. Because it was a shake and a meatball and fries.
Mazit Mazad.
And I just loved the show. I thought it was hilarious. Sorry.
Yeah, Frylock was my favorite, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right. So people do know Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Yeah. I loved Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I was a big fan. And then the Venture Brothers was like right there on the same level. Venture Brothers was a really good one. Dean, I liked those.
Look at all these amazing people.
I didn't watch a lot of TV.
A lot of people agree with you. They really did. They really enjoyed that. So that was really the only thing you could pull up out of your hat, huh?
It was the one thing that I remember, like when I was a young kid. I remember they had I don't know how young I was. I can't even remember when it was. You could get episodes of a show on your iPod. And I remember that was like the first thing I did. I downloaded a bunch of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and I just like binged a bunch of seasons of Venture Bros and Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and it's all I watched just because I thought it was hilarious. And then Rick and Morty came out, and I'm like, this is a perfect extension of these two shows, and I watched that.
Well, I love that show. I remember that show. If I was in the right mood, that show stayed on the TV all the time.
Yeah, it was fun. It was just weird. I'm a weird dude. It was just weird. I liked it. I don't know. I like unconventional humor.
All right, fair enough. Mr. Shirt's here. A lot of people just dropping in. Great to see you. Remember when the episode where the Shake was bitten by a radioactive black man and became a chocolate shake?
He had the afro and everything.
It was ridiculous.
I have to give a really close second though, because it's not American TV. Like there were a couple guys in the UK that were doing just incredibly funny television. There was that Mitchell and Webb look, and then Little Britain. Those were some of the funniest moments I've ever had watching television. Like British humor just sticks for me because they say the dumbest thing, but with such a straight face that you just can't help but to laugh your ass off. Love it. Love those two.
All right. Please be safe, Apollomies, and I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. She's the best. All right. Blackadder's fantastic. You should try that. Have you ever watched Blackadder?
No, never heard of it.
It's great. Hey, Raincore Steve's here. What's up, buddy? Steve's looking good today. They're drawing fire over on the show. I think Gary's making friends over there too. Well, if you feel some way about something, there are going to be people that feel some other way. So.
Always.
All right, let's get to the second question for you. This one's an easy one. What film is your go-to film when you're homesick? What's your comfort film?
Episode 1.
Really? Phantom
Menace.
Oh wow.
Phantom Menace, dude.
Why?
So when I would have been 10. I was 10 when Phantom Menace came out. My mom had gotten diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Oh. And
she was in the hospital. She was not doing well. I didn't really understand it at the time, but my dad kept being like, you have to go see your mom. You have to go see your mom. Because it was like, we don't know when the last day is going to be. You know what I mean? So she was put up in the hospital in Truckee, California. They kept trying to figure out ways to occupy me because I was such a kid. I always had to be doing something. And that's when I picked up guitar because we'd spend hours and hours and hours at the hospital and I had nothing to do. So right next to the hospital, they had this little tiny guitar center, not the guitar center like you would say. It was a music shop in Truckee. And I started taking lessons there, and I'd sit in the back of our expedition and I'd play the guitar, and then I'd walk through the hospital and I'd sing to all the pretty nurses with my little guitar playing a G chord and a C chord. And I thought I was freaking, I don't know, James Taylor or something walking through that. And then, I'd watched the original trilogy when I was a kid. My brothers were huge fans of the original trilogy. And I don't know if anybody remembers, but before Phantom Menace came out, they made a huge push for Star Wars toys.
Yeah, they did.
And it wasn't just Phantom Menace related toys. There was Power of the Force 2. There was all this kind of cool stuff that was coming out kind of in the mid 90s that really brought the hype back up for Star Wars. And so I had all these Star Wars toys. I was so stuck. I was like, man, episode 1 is coming out. And I remember vividly the day my mom got released from the hospital and she didn't have to be there anymore. And we all got to go see the Phantom Menace. And it was just oh my God, this is the happiest day of my life. Like Star Wars is back. My mom's okay.
Wow.
It was just like, it was the happiest day of my life. And that shit was so wild because 1999 was an absolutely incredible time, at least for me, for film. So much good stuff came out. I don't know if you remember like the cheesy movie Wing Commander.
Yeah.
It was just like super cheesy, but I loved it. It was like Freddie Prinze Jr. The Matrix came out in 1999. Bicentennial Man came out in 1999. Like, it was just such a good year for film, you know? So, yeah.
We got a lot of people in the chat. Let's see. Cajun Corey says Justified's his. Yeah. Terminator 2 is Hemorrhoid Hurt's comfort film.
Yeah, if you look up 1999, like films that came out that year and look through Google, it was like it's astronomical how much good stuff came out then.
Yeah. We got
Universal Soldier came out, yeah.
99 was great. Plus, we got to party like it's 1999. Thank you.
It's 1999. The world was going to end. You remember that?
Yeah. I was actually working at one of the largest internet providers in the country. So we were frantically making sure that everything would run.
Were they on like massive lockdown? You know where I was at when Y2K happened, even though it didn't happen. But at the turn of the century, I was on Star Tours.
Oh, good for you.
Isn't that crazy?
And it didn't shut down.
No, it was me and one of my parents' friends. I don't remember. I think it was like the Thomas family or something. They had a kid named Logan. And yeah, we just looped Star Tours
in Disneyland.
We were at Disney World.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, we looped Star Tours for like, I think it was 2.5 hours. We just kept, and nobody was on it because they were like, oh my God, the world's gonna end. So everybody's in their hotel rooms, and Logan and I were just like one after the other on Star Tours.
That was, and the reason that the Walt Disney World location is superior is because there are 6 bays instead of 4. Disneyland only has 4.
We were the only 2 people on the ride, and just rode it over and over and over and over again.
That's amazing.
Well, it changed.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It changed every time.
Yeah. That was after they just implemented that too.
Yeah.
Scott Westbrook sends us a $5 super sticker. It is a keep it up, working out pair. So thank you for the $5 super sticker. I've been working out with Paulie 2 days a week. So he is personal training me back to health.
Beautiful. I need one.
I will be unfat.
I'm trying. I think skinny
is
the pejorative term.
Yeah. I was working at a grocery warehouse. Panic buying ensued. I got a whole lot of overtime. Yeah, it was really weird. I'm like, guys, we're working really hard, so nothing shuts down. I'm like, I'm in the middle of this, so calm down.
I had no concept of how. I think I still, as like an adult male, I'm 32 years old. I don't think I really understood what Y2K was. I mean, I know it was a huge scare, but I don't think I really understood like the impact it had on people.
Well, we were just starting to roll out like really high speed internet right then too.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of the stuff that was being built, kind of future proof. So this wasn't going to be a factor. But there's still a lot of stuff that did a lot of database storage and a lot of business programming was just going to expire. So if you knew Fortran and Cobalt and all of that, and you could update code, you were very valuable. And those were dead languages.
Yeah. Yeah. Wild times.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot more stuff coming up that's a little bit worse than that. All right. Well, this is going to be a weird question because it sounds like you already answered it. I asked you what your go-to film was when you were sick. Now I'm going to ask you what your favorite or best film experience was. Not your best film, but your best film experience. And I think you just killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
It's a toss-up, though.
Oh, maybe
it's a toss-up because like the wonder and the amazing like sensation of watching The Phantom Menace for me when I was 10. And it's really it's the pod race and the final fight. Like it's the pod race, the final fight, and then believe it or not, the space battle in Phantom Menace were just incredible for me because Matrix came out. I wasn't allowed to watch Matrix when that came out because I wasn't allowed to, but
it was amazing. And again, I saw that film on a screener almost a month before it came out.
Really? Were you like, this shit's gonna change the world?
Yes. Yeah, and of course, when they send you screeners, or even back then when they were sending them to you, they send you a computer file, and you just kind of watch it. Most of the time, now when they send you a screener, you get a code and you watch it online, and
They sent you the whole file. That must have been the entire hard drive.
Well, I mean, I was in computer stuff. I had a massive hard drive.
It's like 500 megabytes.
It was something ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, I had a RAID array at my house. I had a computer tower next to my computer that was just nothing but hard drives.
Really? Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Probably more than 500 megabytes.
I still have that tower in my storeroom. I pulled out all the drives. They were old SATA drives, so they're like 1,000 years old. And with like,
I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it was
like between
them. Yeah. It looked like a supercomputer on 2001: A Space Odyssey.
It was ugly. It's not like this pretty machine that sits next to me with the pretty wrapped wires,
RGB lights and stuff.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It was so it's like I said, it's a toss up because the wonder of the Phantom Menace was like really something to behold for me because I'm 10. I'd been watching, all kinds of 13th Warrior was another movie that came out in 99. I fucking love that movie. But I'd never seen anything like that. The graphics of the pod racers ripping through, the intensity of the lightsaber fights. I'm 10 years old. I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, oh God, I was freaking out. I'm like, I need everything. I need everything Star Wars. I want everything Star Wars. I want to walk to school with Darth Maul paint on my face. Like, this is my whole life now. I'm destroyed. This is my whole life now. And then you get to, Revenge of the Sith, and you watch that, and it was like, I'm like 15 or something at the point now. What was it? It was 99, 2002, and 2005. Yeah, so I was like 15 or so, 14, 15 years old. And then I get to see like my hero, this kid that I've loved forever, like Anakin Skywalker. We get to see how he turns into Darth Vader, which was just a loop back to before when I was 10 years old. And I get to see the whole thing wrap around. Like, dude, Revenge of the Sith was...
Yeah.
That space battle opens and they turn and you just see all of those ships fighting over Coruscant. I'm sorry, it was huge for me.
Well, I mean, you had capital ships, right?
Yeah. Venator class.
Yeah.
Capital ships.
Yeah.
I love the clones. Everything.
You want to talk about why you have to fly a space cap if you're going to keep all your units, all your ships close together like that in a civilian convoy?
Do you want to talk about why you need to have a space cap?
Yeah, the Civil Air Patrol, an air patrol.
Okay. Air patrol. Gotcha.
Yeah, which they left out in the most recent Star Wars thing.
Yeah,
that is fun. I'm not going to talk about that, but I love to hear it, and I, you know what? This is how you know that you're true to your fandom, dude. You are invested in Star Wars, and it's that much of a part of you. And again, as the audience knows already, my favorite film experience was A New Hope, but back then it was just called Star Wars, and it was the biggest moment of my life as a little boy when the Corellian ship goes flying over and the Star Destroyer is right behind it.
Yeah, the Tantive comes across the screen. They filmed that upside down.
Yeah.
God, those guys were incredible, weren't they?
Oh yeah, don't even get me started on the modelers, man, because they were. There's nothing in the world. Because think about it. Now you can make camera passes at this monstrous model that you've built without worrying about like anything. So the camera moves, the ship doesn't. This is cool as heck, man. Brilliant.
Those guys in Van Nuys had like some wire and a couple models and some firecrackers. They're like, shit, we got to make this work because George is going to be pissed when he comes back from London and we got nothing, dude.
Oh, man. And it was great. The battle damage looked good. The lights in the windows and everything. It was so great.
Yeah, those guys were. And you know what the craziest part is like they didn't build that from a kit. They kit bashed everything.
Yeah, they
built it out of Tiger tanks. It's just incredible. Those guys were on such a different level, and I have so much respect for them.
They were using train model sheets at some points that were just like, just like the solid side panels of boxcars and stuff they were gluing together. It was so cool.
You just paint it and glue it and put some stuff on it, and
just
hey, Star Wars. You know what I mean? That's why it pisses me off so much with modern Star Wars when they just like they don't do anything, So everybody talks and they praise about Andor, and then you've got guys wearing Burton snowboard boots, and it's like, couldn't you have taken the time to do something to change that a little bit? Anything? Like, are you disrespecting your elders that much that you can't change anything? It's just frustrating.
Yeah, they took a bunch of parts from a junk pile. Yeah, I mean, like some of those robots were made out of like just junk. I mean,
man, they had a 3M garbage can they made a gonk droid out of. Like, can you not do anything?
Well, and not only that, I mean, they also made the power droid was like a dumb storage bin, like two of them.
That's what I'm talking about. The gonk droid. Yeah, it was just get stuck together with glue, and they're like, there you go. That's like IG-88 and the taps behind the bar. They were like pieces of a Rolls-Royce engine from a P-51 or something. It just,
Well, and then the Devorian was just a monster mask from a horror movie.
Davaronian. Right?
Say again?
Davaronian.
Well, excuse me.
I'm a fake fan. I don't know. I don't even like Star Wars.
I'm a fake fan.
I grift for money on YouTube. That's what I do, right? That's why I love those comments, because I'm like, would you like to sit down and actually talk about Star Wars for a little bit?
Well, that's not my part of the jam, right? I'm like how do I blow this up? How do I make this look real?
Yeah.
How do I make sure my squibs don't injure the actor?
It's so frustrating to me, because I was never in the public eye at all, ever. And
I don't even like Star
Wars. Yeah, I've never even watched it. To come onto the internet and be in front of so many of these people, and then you get these people in your comment sections and in your chat who are like, you don't understand Star Wars. And it's like,
they were gonna kill you.
I don't I?
You guys are so funny.
It's frustrating. Anyways, sorry, I took us down a long path.
It was a great path. I'm just saying hi to the people in the chat. You're a wonderful interviewee.
I'm just your friend, Culture.
All right, you're a good friend to have. All right, let's move on. Thank you for a little bit of insight into your media consumption, but now I want to bombard you with weird news. All right, today's weird news section is going to be at least 3 stories. We have more than that, but we always do at least 3. Nikki's like, I'm one bad day away from never streaming again. No.
Girl, Nikki. Me too. Like, I think that's why we're such friends, is like, we're right on the cusp of just like, F YouTube, I'm out. Like, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
You would bum me out.
It's ridiculous. The internet's the internet.
The Chatimal coming in strong. So you don't understand Star Wars?
Yeah, I don't even know whose helmet that would have been. There is in no way that could have been anybody's other than Marok from Ahsoka. It's a joke.
Dude, the fart in the wind guy.
Hunter armor. Sorry.
The fart in the wind guy that just died in Ahsoka. I was like, oh, all right.
That could play out to be something. I hate it right now, but it could play out to be something.
Okay.
It could.
You are a forever optimistic, brother.
I know. I want Star Wars to win so bad, and they just keep losing.
Radioactive, what's up? All right, so we got 3 weird stories we're gonna get to at least. Okay, I'm going to give you this. I just started this out the last few weeks. We've done this, and I'm going to give you a choice. I'm going to let you pick your leads. I'll let you pick the stories from these titles.
Ready.
Warning over Christmas gnomes. Coast Guard arrests man trying to take a hamster wheel across the Atlantic. There is a biological golden orb that lives on the ocean seafloor. A 7-year-old girl got a 2.95 carat diamond while exploring on her birthday trip. And bear breaks into Florida family's porch and drinks 3 White Claws.
Bear in Florida?
Yes.
I get bears where I am. They get bears in Florida?
Yeah.
Really? Do I have to pick one, or can I pick like 2?
No, well, you get your pick of the first one, and then we go to the next one, and so on and so forth. So
okay, so golden orb on the bottom of the seafloor definitely interests me, but warning about Christmas gnomes, I think, has to take the first spot.
All right, then
warning. Can I, really quick though?
Yeah,
I have to go check on my wife. I haven't heard from her in like 45 minutes. She's pregnant, and it worries me.
Okay.
She usually screams at me at least every 15 minutes. So
okay,
give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. But Christmas gnomes, a warning from Christmas gnomes?
All right. So while he's doing that, I will say hi to the folks in the chat we haven't said hi to yet. I sent you that hamster wheel story. Never change, Florida man. That's right. Thank you, Solis in the chat about. Carlos is on for the bear. I hear you. We'll get to that one, I promise. Yeah, black bears are all over Florida. This is true. Xinhuang wants that story. We will do that one, I promise, guys. We're going to start with this with the Christmas gnomes, or a warning. Hey, is here and saying, I'm drinking a white claws right now. No laws when you're drinking claws. Well, that's what the bear thinks. Winnie the Pooh got white girl wasted. That's right. We'll get to that one, I promise, guys. What's going on, Marks 47? Good to see you. Florida does have a Canadian bear. If Jay's still here. Hey, it's the stunt brat. Real live stunt person in Hollywood. How are you doing, dear? Bear hugs indeed. Bear hugs. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. That's right. Space Dave 2000. Will you be having a member chat anytime soon? Yes, actually. I'm going to try to schedule that for, if not tomorrow, then Sunday. Check the community tab. I may post it right after the stream. I have a couple of video segments I've got to do for another channel. So, but now that we have X-Wing returneth.
She's passed out. Passed out asleep. It's 5:00 in the afternoon. She's totally out.
That's a good thing. I wouldn't complain. Then you're not getting in trouble. All right. So the Christmas gnomes it is. Everybody else wants the bear story, but we'll start here. But so warning over Christmas gnomes being left on people's gardens as police reveal sinister motive. So in North Wales, the police say that gnomes are being left in people's front gardens in what is thought to be a calling card for burglars.
Well, there's your problem right there, Culture. It's Wales. Yeah. They have nothing else to talk about.
I mean, it's fun. UK. Anyway, that looks like a Christmas gnome. It's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. That's hairier than me, and I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's like Culture if his face was 4 inches tall.
That's right. Police have issued a warning about Christmas gnomes being left in people's gardens. North Wales police say it was aware of the gnomes being left on people's front gardens in the Broughton area of Flintshire. Officers said this behavior was sometimes used to see if the resident is at home, known as a so-called calling card. If the gnome is not collected by the resident, the property is likely to be empty and the burglars could view it as an easy target. We would advise residents be vigilant, of course. Anyway, so the force has urged people to heed the warning and reminded them to ensure their home is secure.
You know what sucks about this, Culture?
Yeah.
There's probably some guy out there, like Star Wars Santa, who just loves Christmas and is running around, in the middle of the night. Oh, I'm putting Christmas gnomes down. Everyone get excited for Christmas. And the police are like, there's a vigilante about. You make sure you be aware if you see a Christmas gnome, you burn it in your front yard. You know what I mean? Don't do that.
That was wild, bro. All right. Well, pretty cool accent.
There's probably somebody out there who's like trying to bring joy and this is the world we live in. They're like, it's a calling card for murderers.
Wow. All right. No, I just think I thought it was kind of a funny story. I'm like going, all right, well, I mean, it's gnomes. You
called me ever the optimist.
You are.
Yeah. I like to see the good in people. I really try to.
Well, I mean,
I think it's there.
Like if Star Wars Santa Claus decides to come by my house, I want a 1/6 scale. No, that's too big. I want a 1/12 scale Death Star. That's
a 1/6 Death Star would be
really big.
Really big.
Yeah.
I think the common size right now is 1,444th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need something smaller.
A little smaller.
A little smaller.
Yeah.
Speaking of a little smaller, Mr. Tickle Trunk for a Canadian $2 says, Poser X-Wing. Don't even have a dozen lightsabers.
That's a Dizen lightsaber, and a Dizen lightsabers is actually a half of a dozen. It's like a baker's dozen. A Dizen lightsabers is like a half. So there you go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 9. So a Dizen is actually like 3/4 of a dozen.
How do you know this?
Oh, I just made it
up. There's actually a term called Dizen?
No, I just made
it thought it was a typo.
I just made it up completely.
I thought it was a Canadian typo.
It could be. I don't know.
All right. Oh, wait. He sent another one. It says, for another Canadian $2. Thank you. Wow. Double fraud. X-Wing secretly an Australian. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, he just gave himself away with that.
Oh, I didn't know that, mate. Thanks for letting me know.
Wow, you sound like Lethal right there. Holy cow. I'm freaking now. I think Disney's money has been going 1/1 scale Death Star. They're having a problem. They're having a big problem right now.
No, everything is fine. It's fine. Situation normal. How are you?
Thank you, Han Solo. God, I love that one. It's so good. All right. We're doing the bear story next. Normally I'd let you pick, but the audience wants this one. And I
give them what they want, man. That's what we're here for.
I know. It'll be fun. It'll be fine. All right, let's do this. So bear breaks into Florida's family screen porch and drinks 3 White Claws. Apparently it's a 3-legged bear even.
Really?
Yeah. So a 3-legged bear broke into a Florida family's enclosed porch and helped itself to 3 White Claws from the fridge.
My man.
Joshari Finette Diglio said her 13-year-old son, Joseph Diglio, was inside their Lake Mary home when the family's dog barking alerted him to the bear outside. Security camera footage and cell phone video recorded by Joseph shows the 3-legged bear, known to neighbors as Tripod, breaking through the screen into the home's lanai. That's a fancy way to say porch.
Yeah.
He ate the fish food we had outside next to our fish tank and then proceeded to the bar. He took 3 White Claws, drank, and left very happy. His favorite flavor is mango and strawberry.
You know what's funny? Left the Bud Light. Didn't touch him. Destroyed those White Claws, though.
He wrecked them. He drank White Claws. Yes.
There has to be some kind of funny universal joke here about him drinking White Claws, you know? I mean, come on.
All I know is this is Osmora 199 just dropped 5 CultureCasino memberships in the chat. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that, Osmora. Very generous indeed. Very generous today. I've got a very generous chat. Very generous.
You're beautiful.
So Joseph said seeing the bear open the fridge spurred him to lock the doors of the house in case Tripod went looking for more
Tripod. I love that.
Smart bear, right? The family said the bear left after a few minutes, and the only damage was the stolen snacks and a hole in the screen. I was not scared because we know the bear really well. He lives here. We respect their habitat as much as we can.
I love it, man. I mean, so Culture, I grew up in the Tahoe area in Truckee, California, on the side of a mountain. So it like running into bears was a very, very common occurrence. I remember walking my dog and I had noise canceling headphones in, and I see my dog going absolutely apeshit. And then I look to my right and I see my neighbors just screaming and waving their arms. And I take my headphones out and they're like, "There's a bear right next to you, you stupid idiot." And I look over and there's a bear like 10 feet away from me. One walked in. This actually happened last year at the house I grew up in. My dad was working from home, sitting in the kitchen, typing on his laptop, had the doors open, and this bear just walked in right into the kitchen. My dad looks and goes, "What the hell are you doing?" Just shakes the thing out of the house. I love hearing their stories because it's, at least somebody else. It's a familiar feeling for me.
Oh yeah, Manuel. The chat's loving your story, dude. But I think that's just great, right? I think that's and look, I mean, obviously they know who it is. TC Burton's in the house. Good to see you, but I that's a good story. But I mean, bears have been living around humans forever.
Yeah, they're going to be the next dog. If I had to guess, they're going to be the Russians are like way ahead of us on this, right? Because they've already done it. But I think bears in like 100 years are going to be the next dog.
Yeah, Cajun Corey says live in Middle Tennessee, and Gatlinburg fires forced bears west towards us. Haven't seen one, but saw Facebook pics of them. Yeah,
they're big scaredy cats.
You get big and yell, and they go like, "Whoa!"
They really are. Yeah, if you check their vibe, they rethink the situation quickly.
Yeah, but I thought you'd like that story. Did you like that story?
I do. I love it. Yeah, bears are honestly extremely cute. They're just like bigger, dumber dogs.
Well, that can tear you limb from limb.
Yeah, exactly. Grizzlies are a different equation completely. So like, don't mess with those. They're not big scaredy cats, and they will maul you. But like your black bear, your small brown bear, all those guys, yeah, they're just out to get some honey. Think of what was Jungle Book? What was his name? Balut.
Baloo.
Baloo. Bare necessity, simple bare necessity.
That's right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what bears actually are. That was a very, very like accurate description of bears. So when you scare them and you're like, "Get out of my house! Get out of my house! Get away from me!" They're like, "Bro, what? I was just trying to get some trash. Like, leave me alone." And they walk away. So don't be scared of bears.
Well, grizzlies, totally other thing.
I had a friend, Joe Fry, in high school. I went to a high school where you got to snowboard from 12 until 4 in the afternoon, and then they'd swip. The next day, you could snowboard from 8 to 12, and you went to school from 12 to 4. So naturally, we got really bored during school. And there were 3 bears eating out of a dumpster in the parking lot. And so my friend, Joe Fry, was like, "Wouldn't it be super dope if I backflipped over the bears?" And I was like, "Yeah, it would be." And so we set up a camera, and this dumbass did a backflip over 3 bears.
What did the bears
in the dumpster think? They didn't look up until he landed. Yeah, so they were just munching. But somewhere out there on the internet, there's a like half naked blonde psychopath halfway through a backflip with 3 bears eating out of a dumpster underneath it.
Half naked.
Yeah, he took his shirt off. He wasn't an impressive man, but that was impressive.
I would like to see that.
Yeah. It was so that would have been high school. So it was like 2007, 2006 or somewhere around there.
Wow, I'm old. All right. Well, thanks for that.
I'd have to dive into MySpace to find that one.
Wow, MySpace?
Yeah, remember that?
Drunkier than the average bear. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this one. Jin Wong from the Australian $5 says, once knew a 3-legged bear who likes White Claws. Also, nicknamed Tripod. Very different context. That's a joke. It was a funny one.
Was that in Thailand?
Oh, that's Australia, so I would imagine. How about those Australian Bundy Rum polar bears? They're dangerous. I'm unfamiliar.
What the hell is a Bundy Rum polar bear?
No, but thanks.
Don't assume my gender. Ever.
Yeah. Probably have a pet sun bear. Those are really weird looking, right? They look very human.
So cute. Yeah, sun bears just have like they're Asian, aren't they? Aren't sun bears Asian? Yeah. They got that nice little tuxedo look going for them.
There's a China zoo. I read this story a couple weeks ago. There's a China zoo that's defending their sun bears because they look so human that they're not people dressed in costumes. The zoo. I was like,
can you imagine? It's just a giant Chinese communist propaganda tact. Like sun bears don't actually exist.
A kid gets up on waves. Okay, it's just a bear.
China has best bear.
It's a fancy bear. No other bear. Anyway, they're real.
The red pandas are the ones that kill me. I love the red pandas.
Well, regular pandas are just dumb.
I know, but they're adorable. But the red pandas,
all right. You're going to inspire people to jump out of their cars at Yellowstone for selfie. Already a problem. No, Mark's 47. We would never recommend you go hang out with a bear. Bad plan.
Yeah.
Bad plan. Please don't get the wrong.
Generally not a good idea.
Yeah.
Watch culture get sued. I saw a guy on YouTube say it'd be a good idea.
I did not say it was a good idea. I did not. They can blame me. Not so much.
That's fine. They can blame me. I actually got, I'm never allowed to go back to, what's the other one in Southern California? Yosemite. I'm banned from Yosemite and the neighboring town of, gosh, if somebody said the name, I'd remember it.
How would they know?
Mariposa. I'm banned from Mariposa and I'm banned from Yosemite forever.
How would they know?
At this point, I have a mustache and like I'm an adult, so I don't think.
A mustache.
A mustache. If you only had a mustache.
That's right.
Yeah, no, it was a real thing. I went down with a couple of my I was going to Feather River College at the time. We were bull riders. A couple of us were bull riders, a couple guys were team rovers, and we went down to Yosemite and just tore the town of Mariposa apart. And I remember it was like I think it was like 2:30 in the morning or something like that, and I was bare butt naked in the middle of the one stoplight in Mariposa. And the next thing I knew, I woke up in Sacramento, and our buddy Webster had driven us back to Sacramento and was like, I had to get you guys out of there. Like, they were bringing cops. They told us, the chief of police said, you guys are never allowed to come back to this place ever again. And I'm in Sacramento, like, what the fuck happened last night? And he's like, so here's what we're going to do, because we said we were going to make it into Yosemite. We're going back. And so he drove us again from Sacramento into Yosemite. And then we all jumped in the, I don't know what river it was, but we jumped in the river there in Yosemite in our Wranglers, and like we're splashing around, totally got rid of the hangover. And then it was like an 8-hour drive back to Montague, California. I never get to tell these stories. I don't know. It was fun. It was a good time.
No, I that's the whole purpose of this stream. See, we find tangents. They're a lot of fun. Cajun Corey since $4.99 says, X-Wing, what did Yoda say when he saw himself in 4K?
HD, am I? I think I told that joke a while ago.
That's a good one. Hemorrhoid Hurts is naked.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
As you should be.
It's free.
Yeah.
I thought clothes were optional for the stream. Look, as long as the panelists are wearing shirts and they don't stand up, I think we're fine.
Yeah. I'm not pulling my tits out.
I say what?
I'm not pulling them out.
Oh, okay, good.
I'll tell you what, $100.
No.
$250. I'll take my shirt off.
Somebody might crazily do that.
Great. Let's do it. I'm down.
Nikki.
What?
No. You can just hear her saying that.
She's like the shitty older sister I never had. I grew up with 2 older brothers. I never got like the asshole older sister.
No, I
only
had a baby sister and 3 brothers, man. So
where were you on the brother scale? Were you middle?
Oh, oldest.
Oldest?
Yeah.
You're the oldest?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why do I not seem like the oldest?
No, we have a very similar vibe. I was the baby of 3 boys, and you're the oldest of.
I have years senior on my siblings, so that's some of it. Jim Watari, smarty pants, 250.
I don't think that's how that works. I could be mistaken, but
it seemed like a middle. Nah.
Yeah, you do. You remind me of my my middle brother Philip, who did you see all the stuff he did with like the pewter stormtroopers and stuff like that?
Yeah. No. I kind of like tested the waters for all my siblings, so they didn't have to deal with all the pushback from the parents.
I got you.
Yeah, that's why early in my life I wanted to be a stuntman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I love hearing Stunt Brat stories when Stunt Brat tells a story, because she's got a lot of stories. So I'm gonna have to get her on for an interview. She'd be fun to interview.
I wasn't on camera for most of my stunts, but I got hurt a lot.
So back in the day, wow, people are gonna learn a story about me. I think I've told it before.
Let's do it.
I was about 6 or 7 years old, and they made these giant Huffy bicycles. And they weighed like 7,000 pounds.
Oh, I remember the Huffies.
And they came out with a model that had an Evel Knievel theme.
Ooh, the blue, white, red.
So the bike is all white and everything else was kind of ornamentation. It even had the 76 license, like the not the license plate, but the bar plate that was there.
Right underneath the seat.
I love that bike, and I learned how to jump it, and it was so heavy that
you jumped a Huffy.
Yeah, so when I eventually got an actual BMX bike, I was like jumping it like 4 feet, and okay, well, not that high, but I was jumping it like crazy high because I bunny hop like on top of like ridiculous height stuff, and because I had to do that with the Huffy.
The Huffy, that's fucking 95 pounds of steel. You got to get up the stairs.
So me, like just this stupid like kid takes the extension ladder and puts it up against the side of the house in the driveway.
Oh boy.
And I carry my bike up to the roof of the house.
Yep.
And it's a pitched roof, and then it goes down to like a shed roof, like a porch roof. And then I was gonna bunny hop off of it, and the yard was undulated. There was hills and stuff in a grass yard.
Yeah, perfect transfer, right?
Yeah,
you're gonna get that perfect transfer.
Yeah. And so what I come to find out that when you go down the pitch, you gain some good speed. I only probably had to pedal like 3 times. Pretty decent sized roof. And then I hit the porch roof, and I went to do the bunny hop, which I definitely did, but I didn't land with my rear tire first on the back of the hill. Instead, I split the hill with the 2 tires. So
that's called casing it.
Yes. Yeah. And well, I mean, for the audience out there. So, and then the tires were not there anymore. Oh. They were no longer round.
Straight frame to the ground.
Yeah, the tires went flat in a square way. The top of the tire was still round.
Right, sure.
The rims were toast. Now, I only know that from later because I wasn't on the bike after it landed.
Sure.
Because of physics, because I was still going that way. So I did. Now, here's the fun thing.
Culture, you're lucky that your face didn't meet the handlebars, though.
True story. Probably because of the way my feet were positioned on the pedals, but it caught enough of the back of the hill that I just threw me forward. Now, here's the other fun part of that story. You have this sidewalk and street that's about 8 foot from where I left. I actually mostly cleared the sidewalk before I found the streets. Big ouchie.
Face raspberries.
No, I didn't. No, actually, I don't know what I got. Both of my forearms, which didn't have hair for a while.
You did that.
Yeah, I didn't break my wrists, which is also amazing. I didn't break anything, but I had many abrasions.
Yeah.
And back then I wore jeans all the time and like white t-shirts, which are usually
white Yoakum jeans and a white t-shirt. That's what I picture a young culture. Just white Yoakum jeans.
Yeah. And I was skinny. I was this big.
Yeah.
So there was a big it was anyway, that's a story from my past. But I did more dumb stuff than that. That was a ridiculous moment in life. But anyway, so my bike had like
there's our dumb podcast. We can sit there for an hour and just talk about dumb shit we did as kids and young adults, and we could probably
I mostly wasn't injured.
We could fill that for oh my god, I've broken so many bones.
Dude, I have chipped this tooth on my face so many times.
Seriously?
Oh, dude, I roller hockey, all kinds of dumb stunt stuff that we did as kids. I mean, we built our own like BMX track because there was this massive field behind us, like right next to a massive school area, and you know that house was on an enormous lot. That was huge, and and we didn't bother with gates. We just climbed the fence to jump over. We got really good at throwing bikes over the fence.
What's funny for every stupid thing I'd done when I was a kid, I mean, broken bones, fights, bull riding was a really stupid idea. Jumping on animals I shouldn't be on, yada yada. I've never chipped a tooth in my entire life, and a lot of people are like, I would rather chip a tooth than break a bone. I would so much rather break a bone than chip a tooth.
Yeah, but it happened a lot, man. I'm telling you, like regular.
Did you just keep popping the same chip out, or was it a different chip every time?
It just was a constant thing.
It was the same chip.
And I lost a little more tooth probably every time. But like really? I was okay. So now my
because the glue rips off just like a little more tooth each time.
All right, maybe. But I was okay. So I was only like a 5, 8 3/4 or what when I was at my tallest. When you get older, you start to shrink a little bit because like gravity. But anyway,
I went from 6'1" to 6 foot already.
I weighed about 117 to 120 pounds. Going into high school, it wasn't very heavy.
You're a little guy.
Yeah, except that I was already that height in 6th grade. Right. So I got to 6th grade and didn't grow another inch.
You just go out.
I was the only kid in 6th grade that could dunk a basketball on a regulation.
What?
Yeah.
5'8"?
I had mad hops, dude.
Hops, dude.
Yeah, mad hops. I was spiking the volleyball. I played volleyball and stuff like that. I played all the sports I could. I loved it, and I did all the drama and singing stuff that I could. I was in the arts too, so yeah, I was like trying to do everything, and it was fun. Anyway,
this is supposed to be about. I was a freaking loner in high school. I was part of no club. I didn't play any high school sports. There was one year where I tried. I played soccer for a little bit in high school. And I was like, this is way too much running for me. I can't do this. Like, I'd rather play football. And I went to the football coach and I was like, hey, I want to play football. And he's like, well, you can start with the junior varsity team. And I was like, no, I want to play for varsity. He's like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, all right, screw that. So I started skating and snowboarding because it was the only thing I could do where I had to like count on myself. And I never like, I wasn't part of drama club. I wasn't part of the golf band. I didn't do it. No, wasn't a golfer.
Wow.
I was a solo rider. I like smoked pot and then ventured in the woods. That's what I did.
Wow.
And I watched a bunch of Star Wars.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like it. All right, we got 91 folks here on YouTube and several over on Twitter. Hi, Twitter. Thanks for being here. I forgot to set up Rumble and Odyssey, so bummer for me. But this has been great so far. We ended up talking more about things that weren't part of the story. So we got one more weird news story. I'll let you pick. I'll let you pick of the three. The 7-year-old birthday girl finds a 2.95 carat diamond. The weird biological golden orb at the bottom of the ocean.
That's the one I want to do.
All right.
Yeah. I love weird, like, what the hell is that? With something that already exists.
Aliens.
Hey, look, I'm a huge David Attenborough fan. I love learning about the living world that we have and something that we've barely even like scratched the surface on. There's so much stuff underneath the oceans.
Yeah, Nick, I'm sorry. No Rumble Bigots got this stream because I was silly. Comics screwed up. Comics screwed up yesterday, so I am allowed to screw up. It's fine.
I don't have a Rumble.
You should have a Rumble. Get a Rumble.
People keep telling me I have to like stream to all these different platforms.
Okay. Well, you're big time now. You should go stream everywhere. Okay. Well, let's get to the story so we can move to the topics of the day. It's biological in origin. First analysis of weird golden orb from the ocean floor leaves scientists stumped.
That is precisely what a Lizzo shit looks like.
Wow.
And they're like, wow, look at this.
Well, Noah's pretty awesome, but yeah. Anyway, they said a mysterious golden orb found at the bottom of the ocean during a research expedition is biological in origin, but scientists have no idea what it is.
Did they not take a picture of it when it was still in its
orbiness?
Yeah, because that's uninspiring, to say the least.
Well, to me, that looks like molten metal at best.
I see something different.
I'm sure you do. While we are not able to collect the golden orb and bring it onto the ship, we still are not able to. While we were able to collect, the golden orb and bring it on the ship, we are not able to identify it beyond the fact that it's biological in origin.
Well, that's vague.
Like, somewhat humbling to be stumped by this finding. It serves as a reminder how little we know about our own planet and how much is left to learn and appreciate our ocean.
Yes.
The strange dome-shaped object was found 2 miles beneath the surface of the ocean on a seamount, underwater mountain, in the Gulf of Alaska. It is about 4 inches wide. Okay. And it appears to be a small hole near the base. Scientists initially thought it could be an egg case or some sort of dead sea sponge attachment. But after bringing the golden object to the surface, researchers were left baffled. The team is now trying to work out if the orb is associated with a known species, new species, or represents a previously unknown stage of life. We likely won't learn more until we're able to get into a laboratory setting where we continue to pull from a collective expertise of scientific community. Fantastic. There's a new water volcano too. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I mean, this is one of the things that we really have to research, and something that we really haven't. I mean, we've dove into it a little bit, but for the most part, when it comes to underwater volcanoes and very, very deep sea creatures, it's not something where you're going to find something, revolutionary. They're just like, this thing exists because there's a little bit of heat right next to this vent. And what does it do? It pulls microbes out of the water, within a couple feet of the vent.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, if you know how sponges and other things and
it's a filter.
Are you a diver?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm patio open certified.
The feather dusters, those are filter feeders. The whole reason they look like feathers is to collect stuff.
So much of ocean life is filters.
Yeah. Including whales. Their whales are filter feeders if they're farming for plankton. Lots of whales are
there's something about that article that doesn't quite strike me as right. I don't know what it is, but something in there doesn't quite strike me as right. I mean, they pulled this thing up, but generally speaking, if you don't see it living, there's a good chance that could have been some kind of a reproductive something left on the bottom of the ocean after it didn't hatch. If you're not seeing it living, we don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe they'll find more.
They need to dissect it. That would be.
I imagine they're going to.
Yeah.
Delu. Well, science isn't what it once was. True story.
Yeah. We used to just prescribe people cocaine. They're like, hey, you got a headache? Go ahead, son.
Where do you think the name Coca-Cola came from?
Hey, have you ever dove into what? Okay.
Have we ever you and I should probably dive into the reason that we went from sugarcane sugar to high fructose corn syrup as a sweetener.
I would love to have that conversation, but I'm talking about the cocaine aspect of Coca-Cola.
Oh, Coca-Cola.
Did you know it still exists?
Yeah.
It
Just
really does, legitimately.
Yeah,
And
just
the
not here.
United States government is still finding workarounds to actually get the base. It's not the base element, but like the base isotope, I guess you would call it, of cocaine without having it being without having it adversely affect you. They still put it in Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola actually had cocaine plants on Hawaii and I think somewhere in the North United States for a long time until they finally banned it and they're like, you got to shut it down. I'm not kidding.
I believe you.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Douchey McDouche, I am going to see Jawan. Okay. It's an amazing Indian film. I talked with Paulie about it this morning while I was working out with him. So, yeah, I'm going to go see it.
Really? I need a workout buddy. Anyone near Nevada? I need a workout buddy.
Empress NM says, Empress ML and NM says, Earth nipples. Yeah, it kind of looks like an Earth nipple.
What?
The gooey biological thing we just were looking at. Maybe not. Southern Belle. Hello. All right. Let's see. Baleen whales feed on plankton. Yeah, they're filter feeders.
Yeah. Darren Hughes lives in Nevada. Where do you live?
I heard about this thing. Anyone familiar with H.P. Lovecraft? Yes. I figure this means he was onto something. Yes.
Is that Harry Potter?
You think it's not a Cthulhu though? I don't think.
What is H.P. Lovecraft?
You don't know what H.P. Lovecraft is?
No, never heard of it.
Red Bull has minute traces of cocaine.
Yeah, it was. So that's the big thing. So the reason why they're keeping that, like that little isotope, that thing that gives the bite of Coca-Cola, that's what they've done. So they've taken whatever agent it is that still gives that bite to Coca-Cola and they still use it, but it's not extracted from the coca plant.
Oberheim Shinobi. I love the fact you keep changing your name. Oberheim Shinobi in the dark chords of the synth says, "What's up, culture? What's cracking?" Not a lot. Looking good, my man. Looking good. Irate Specialist is in the house. Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft was an author, so you need to look him up. He's written some things that you might enjoy.
Is there something I could I would know if you said it?
Have you ever heard of Call of Cthulhu?
No.
Okay.
I remember Cthulhu from South Park. And I know that it's a generally accepted harbinger of the apocalypse, but
all right. Well, let's see if we have a couple more super chats that came in. I think so. Jin Wong says for an Australian $2. I was also the oldest. It's called a trial run. Yeah, I trialed a lot of runs. It was rough. Cajun Corey for another $4.99 says X-Wing. If Jedi could get married, how would they split up? By using Divorce.
Bruh.
I have that button.
Bruh.
There you go.
Bruh.
Well,
that was a good one. That was a good one. Well done, Cajun.
I'm a dad joke guy. I tried to weave them into a lot of videos, like during a phase. Yeah. I need to get back to doing that every once in a while because I like them. I'm a goof. Yeah, have you ever heard of Harvey Cthulhu? You know, he hangs out with Doomcock.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
He's like, if you let it out, he's gonna, doesn't he have a Carrick Shriner's hat?
Well, yes, yeah, Harvey does. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know that one.
It's a rotary.
I haven't watched Doomcock in God knows how long. I don't know.
Don't tell him that he's got a show coming up.
I know. It's just so many people rip on him, and I really don't get it. Just because I think it's so much fun that like we have this platform where, you can go out and you can do whatever you want, and if you want to be a dude in like a, I don't know, 17th century naval uniform with a crazy hat on and talk about pop culture leaks, you can do that. And I think it's so much fun. Like, yeah, dude, like go nuts, do it, have fun. So I totally back it. And then you get all these people who are like, no, oh my God, he's fake. He's fake. Like, disavow this man. And it just drives me nuts because it's like, man, this is a platform of expression. Do your thing. Great. Is your information going to be 100% right all the time? Probably not. But guess what? Nobody is. Have fun. Do your thing. I'll back him.
People are saying nice things to me. Culture Casino is the greatest man. He really is a sweetheart. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
I like him.
I live in Broussard, says Darth Bayou.
What's up, Bayou?
Born
he's in Texas. Yeah, I think he's in Tejas. No, he moved. Did he? You moved recently? Not that recently.
Born in the Bayou.
I don't know where Broussard is. Is that Louisiana?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, that would be my guess. All right. We need to move on because we have topics. Not toppings. Topics. Okay. Don't get your Sundays out.
I'm still waiting on that 250. I'll take my shirt off.
Do you know I offered to shave my beard? I was on Comics Division's channel and offered to shave my beard for $100 for a $100 super chat.
You did shave your beard.
And somebody said $100 and I went and shaved my beard right then and
yeah. Okay.
So fun story. All right, we're gonna move on. There we go.
I remember
today's topic. All right, we do have some topics to talk about today. Some stuff that, well, are probably not bangers, but they're fun to like speculate about. I think you're going to enjoy this one because I imagine you're a little irritated with Star Wars.
It's one way to phrase it, I would say. Yeah.
Well, the company that currently owns Star Wars is kind of in a bit of a quandary. I'm sure you've heard about this. I'm sure Jay's talked about it as well.
I've heard whispers, yes.
Well, it seems that now everybody's asking the question, what happens if Disney can't agree with Comcast on a price for purchasing Hulu? So let's dive into this because this is some information that people have been asking about. So, and then I need to get your opinion along the way if you would offer one, my friend.
Absolutely.
So, in a securities filing on Friday, lays out the process by which the companies will determine a value for the streaming service. How much is Hulu worth exactly? The key that is the key sticking point between Comcast and the Walt Disney Company as the two companies inch closer to a window where one side or the other can force Disney to buy out Comcast's 33% stake in the service. We know there's a floor value of $27.5 billion, which would see Disney handing over about $9 billion to Comcast. But executives at Comcast think that's conservative. And I agree with them because this is kind of a kingmaker moment for Disney. And again, that was a hypothetical that we just picked out 5 years ago. So this number here, that price, 5-year-old number. More subscribers, more content, yada, yada. So the company is way more valuable today than it was then, he said to Goldman Sachs, adding that Hulu was a scarce kingmaker. Let me highlight that. Scarce kingmaker asset. So on September 6th, Disney and Comcast amended their previous deal, which would have activated the put-call options in January 2024, moving the arrangement options up to November 2023.
And I think that push call option was at 80, wasn't it? Stock price?
Well, I mean, that the floor value would have been $27.5 billion.
Yeah. I think the hey, look, I'm not a financial guy, but I thought the correlating number was basically 80 for the point.
I'm not conversant in that fact, so I don't have anything to add there. But I will say this. According to the filing, if Disney and Comcast can't reach a mutual agreement on value, each company will hire an investment bank to examine Hulu's books and come up with a valuation, which I think both of them would want to not have happen. That's just me.
Culture, can I be totally honest with you?
Of course not. I mean, of course you can.
I'm not a books man.
Oh, okay.
All right. Here's what I'll tell you. This is what I know. As a Star Wars fan, I know that when it works, and people spend money.
Yeah.
Right now, shit isn't working and people aren't spending money. I remember buying Disney stock when it was $114 and thinking it was an absolute steal. I'm like, great, we're in a good spot. And then I remember when it jumped up to about a 122, and I'm like, wait, come on, we got a great investment here. Where are we at now? Trading 80, and I think today it dropped down to 79 and like 80 cents. It's pooped. We know it's pooped. That's the bottom line. If it was trading at 120 and we're down to sub 80 numbers,
well, the good news is it closed.
It's in trouble.
Yeah, but it closed higher than yesterday on some artificial buying. It ended up at 81.58. But you're right. Yesterday it did drop below 80.
But artificial buying has no bearing on the market.
No, well, but the market put it at the $81 and change mark today. It just isn't going to stay there. They had a Friday rally. So, but anyway, so all I know is this:
you get some rich dickhead on a yacht that you convince to buy so many shares to falsely pump up the stock price.
Yeah.
Sure, you can bump it up for a minute, but that doesn't fix anything. It's false. It's a false front. It's a feint, and it will go down again, especially when that guy freaks out because of how much shit he bought. When it keeps going down, he's going to try to stay away from the loss of his investment, cut his losses, and yeet. And when he does that, it's going to drive the stock price even lower.
I agree with you. Here's the biggest problem, though. No matter what, Disney needs to close this deal before their stock drops lower, because for every time their stock drops lower, it makes it more difficult to purchase this. And I think WDW Pro did a video on this earlier today, or perhaps it was Valiant. But this is like putting Disney in a very difficult and precarious position, because they're essentially handing over control of their company to Comcast, because they don't have the cash to buy this outright.
Split it.
We'll see what happens.
Split it.
We'll see what happens.
Split it. I'm telling you right now, I don't know the names of the people like you and all those fucking super famous people that you talk to, but I can tell you right now, one really good idea that they had that I've been tracking is split the company, split the assets of the parks into their own little group, and then keep your media on a completely different page. And one of the questions one of the guys asked, I think it was on Valiant Renegade stream, was how does that fix anything? Because they're still going to view Disney as a bad company. That's the political war. That's the the social side of things. Disney parks can do whatever they want to do. If Disney movie studios loses money, that's fine. That will mitigate the losses for the company, at least to one sector, and the parks can operate separately. Does that make sense? At least you can. It's not that you're going to make more money if you separate the two, but at least you can mitigate the losses to one section of the company. Right?
There's no clean way to do that, and it would take a whole lot of regulatory approval.
Well, they made that.
Let's say they were even going to hand it over to somebody else, right? They were going to sell off a division or whatever. Okay, that's a complete nightmare for Apple. It's going to bring in a lot of regulatory issues. I mean, tell me, outside of Apple, what's a company that doesn't already have some form of entertainment that has the money to do this?
There is no other company, I think, right now that has the free money to do what they need to do other than Apple. And I think if Disney was smart, the best thing they could do would to be separate them, right? First off, so you have a revenue stream from your parks, you have a completely different company. In that aspect, now Apple can buy Disney Studios without actually having to acquire the parks, which is something that would never happen. Disney's not going to give up the parks. So now Apple has acquired the media side of things. They can reform the media side of things and start to make content that people can actually enjoy without destroying the quote unquote Disney brand that the parks have, they've spent, I don't know, 60 years at this point, basically trying to, cultivate. It's a win-win situation. Disney gets the money in their pocket that they've needed badly because they're leeching money out of Disney Plus right now in a way that I can't even describe. And they're losing money in the parks now because of what they've done with Disney Media. Split it off, have Apple take over the Disney Media. It's Apple Disney. Now, because it's a different company, they're able to make different content. The parks can stay separate. It's a win-win. Disney gets money in their pocket. They can still keep their name on. Apple handles all of the upfront cost of the studios, yada, 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 everything that has to go with the media. And Disney parks still do what they do best. And they get all that fucking money because you and I both know that Disney parks is the only reason that Disney's still alive. Because if they didn't have those parks, Disney Media would have died in week 4.
Yeah.
Excuse.
No, you make a bunch of great points. The problem, again, I don't think they will allow that to happen. And Little Chad is giving some great advice in the chat, so I'm going to get there.
Well, if they don't, then they can die. Die a flamey death. Fine.
I'm not a big fan of anything dying like that. Six is here, and she brought a $1.49 peach sticker with her, and we'll get to that in a second. But JB Spooky Review, how's it going, Justin? Says, hey, Culture Hole, Paul as well.
Culture.
Yes, my friend. Okay, that's fine. I haven't had time to watch, been knee deep in videos. Good for you, man. Keep up the good work. No, you keep up the good work, brother. Let's see what else is happening. You guys are in the chat crushing it. Yeah, Little Chad, this is important. Watch out for Fridays because 401k money dropping from institutional investors. Yeah, and that's where you get these weird bumps. And it's only because they're still in the Dow. They're still one of the markers for the Dow that they got that bump today. So yeet, official financial term. That's right, Argentum. Indeed. Yeah. If you don't want to run into the institutionals, avoid Fridays and semi-monthly pay dates, 15th or end of the month. That's right. Yeah, China took a massive hit. Or I should say Apple took a massive hit on China. China's having all kinds of problems. Their economy's hitting the wall. They had imports and exports go down both in this most recent month in August. Not great. It's also showing us the weakness in the global economy as well, especially the manufacturing market countries of like India and a few other places around the globe. Been paying very close attention to that. So good on you there, Darth Bayou. I agree with you. But Apple lost like $200 or $300 billion in value yesterday. I don't know about today. I haven't paid much attention. It probably made it back up again today, but hard to say. Thanks for that, though. India's cinema is where it's at. Enough said. Indeed. Yeah, I can't wait to see Jawan. I'm very excited. Yeah, this is true. Apple TV is woke as Disney, maybe more. This is also true. And Apple's not any better. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Everybody's like, Apple's bad. I agree.
Have you watched any of their content on Apple TV?
Some of it.
They make some good shows, man.
Okay.
Make some good shows. Legitimately, like No Beef. That's a good show.
Yeah. Well, you have to remove the woke zealots to make anything worth watching. I think that's a solid statement.
I've yet to see something on Apple TV, and I haven't watched all of it, but I've yet to watch something on Apple TV where I'm like, oh my God, that is so woke. You know, I don't get that vibe.
Well, the Foundation trilogy completely destroyed or I should say the Foundation completely destroyed the literary material. Foundation. That was a car crash, in my opinion. Shining Girls is kind of a woke.
Was Foundation a book?
Yeah.
Series?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't read Foundation. I watched the show.
Yeah, it's completely broken, the material, but it's fine. I know there are some people that enjoy it, but it's kind of destroyed. $6 for $1.
I've enjoyed it. I don't think it's like a insanely good series.
Okay, let me see if I can grab the book if it's handy. Anyway, I got to go through the library to my left. But 6 cent, $1.49 super sticker, which is a peach, which kind of looks like a lady's thing, bottom. So that's what a lot of people associate with a peach. Let's see.
From the profile picture?
No, did you see the sticker or the super sticker? It's a peach.
No, I can't see it from my end. Not on StreamYard.
Yeah. Feliato says Apple suffers from the same problem as Amazon of just wanting content since they have zero pressure to actually make good stuff, with Apple Plus just being a pipeline to the Apple Store, which I agree.
I liked like Silo, that was a book series. I enjoyed the show Silo.
Okay.
Did that destroy the book?
I can't speak to that. Didn't read the book.
Okay. Yeah, Foundation's one of those ones where like I enjoy the show, didn't even know it was a book before. But I know the feeling of having something bastardized
have you heard of Wheel of Time?
Yeah. So Wheel of Time, definitely one I've heard of. Another one that was a big one for me was Christopher Paolini's Aragon. Aragon was a really big one for me, and they ended up actually making a movie from Aragon, and it was absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, this is the Foundation trilogy I'm holding in my hand. It was written by Isaac Asimov.
Okay,
it's right here.
That's an older book than I would have imagined that you would have brought forward.
What do you mean? I have a lot of dusty old books.
I'm just saying that I would have figured the Foundation show would have been based off of like a newer book.
No.
What year was that?
This edition?
Yeah.
It was a while ago. Let me get to the... Be careful, because this is very old. 1951 was the original copyright.
Yeah, okay. Definitely older than I thought.
Yeah, but this is
I would have figured Foundation would have been a book written in like the early 2000s. The way they portray the show,
yes,
that's what I would have figured.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. It doesn't follow it at all. So, but yeah,
so that's on Apple then.
Yeah, there's a lot of garbage out there, so. And it's very hard for me to read the older books because I'm always worried about damaging them.
Well, now I have to go read this.
Yeah. It's very different.
Because I'm on now the second season of Foundation, and if it's trash and I'm like pretty okay with it, that book is going to be incredible.
Yeah. Darius has dropped a super sticker for $1.99. $1.99. It's a tired cup of coffee. I feel that. That's a super sticker I can feel. Let's see. Darth Bio says Silo is good. So there you go.
Yeah, I like Silo. Silo.
Oh my God, the stocks. That's right.
Stonks.
Yeah. Oh, that movie's coming out. Crazy Money or whatever it is, or Mad Money.
Is that about the AMC kerfuffle?
No, GameStop. It looks great.
Yeah.
Paul Dano is in it. The trailer makes it look really good. So I'm gonna go see that.
Excuse my French. I'm so fucking mad I didn't get in on that because I was watching it happen, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta get in on that, and I didn't.
Yeah, apparently I'm this generation's Barry Gibb. Sing me a song, hippie.
On the Barry Gibb talk show.
It's awesome. We got another super chat coming in from StreamYard's taking a nap. Autocoder. Hey, what's up? For $5 says Apple's woke washing of foundation is pure hearsay. Yes. It's gorgeous but unholy. Count the non-evil male actors in it. Yep. And that's
the non-evil male actor.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a spoiler.
Oh, well, for the book, maybe if you're watching the show.
I mean, I guess like Empire is not good, I suppose, but I mean, yeah, there's good dudes in the show. At least for now. We'll see.
Read the book, bro.
Oh, I'm gonna read the book. Yeah, I'm gonna read the book.
Thanks
because I'd love to watch that and then compare that against that show and be like, they soiled it.
1.1 gigawatts.
Anyway.
The EU would 100% block an Apple bid for Disney. I think a lot of countries around the world would, John G. I think you're 100% right on.
Why?
I'm just telling you, it's bad planning, dude.
Really?
Yeah. But I appreciate
you. I see it as like a light at the end of the tunnel. At least it's something different.
Well, okay, so the biggest problem is now you have, because Disney decided to vertically integrate the way that they did, and they control real estate, and they control real estate interests of individual people beyond stocks because they sell a timeshare. So now you're decreasing the value of that timeshare.
What does that have to do with the media side of things?
The media, because the media, and I tried to explain this the other night to somebody, I don't know who it was, but the media is what makes the theme parks possible.
Even if it's, that was us.
Right. And then the theme parks are the things that make they're the cash cow. They're the physical location where people spend hundreds of dollars to take their family as a rite of passage, although that's disappearing rapidly now. Disney was the one brand for the last 60 some years, maybe longer, maybe 100 years. We'll give them that. They're 100 years old now. That people felt an ownership in.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones that we used to feel ownership in, we don't. Right? You don't hear people jumping for joy over Fords or Chevys anymore. There's a few, but they're not there. People aren't as wrapped up in what brand of car they will or won't buy because they're loyal to Ford or they're loyal to Chevy. That ain't happening. You don't see people loyal to beverages now. Look at what happened with Bud Light. Look at this. People are not going to the wall for their brand on things. Disney was one of the last occupants of that place. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Apple keeps making subpar stuff, they're going to lose their phone customers.
No. I call bullshit on that. Americans are not that intelligent.
I think you'd be surprised.
They are not that intelligent. Unless they pull some wild Dylan Mulvaney shit, not going to happen.
Where do you think we're getting a lot of that weirdness that's being enforced everywhere? Because they control that one store location where you have to buy everything through their store. But yeah, Apple has more cash on hand than any company, and everyone wants a piece of it. But Apple rarely buys. They
have enough right now, if I'm not mistaken, to buy Disney basically outright with cash on hand.
Oh yeah, no, they have cash on hand. Plus, they also have enough to pay the premium, which would be. They'd have to pay like a $35 per stock premium on top of what the current stock value is, something like that.
They're a very scary alligator in the water.
Well, gators are generally terrifying in the water. So
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
You're getting too much into business, man. We were having fun doing personal relationships, talking about how dumb it was, kids and stuff. And now we're like, the stocks now and the shares are going to move down 5%.
I apologize.
That was my parents.
Yeah.
I grew up with double major accounting and finance parents.
Okay.
Guess what we talked about at the dinner table?
Yeah. Nothing that you probably know anything about, to be fair.
Nope.
Yeah.
At least at that time.
We talked a lot of science at the dinner table.
I love science.
Science and sports.
They were sporty-ish. They like the 49ers, so I had to adopt that team, and I've been stuck with them through the dark times into the next dark times, and then after that, the third dark age.
Yeah, and look, I have to tell you, the Carlos Alfredo Lopez brings up a good point. If StreamYard will cooperate, are you seeing what I'm
Let's
seeing?
get back to drunk bear stories.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah, because that was my childhood.
There you go.
I remember my buddy Jake when we were hunting a cougar, not the blonde type, but the more feline type cougar. We were walking across this, it was kind of like a ledge to try to find this cougar. And we both had 30-06s on our back. And he's climbing through the brush, and a branch brush slipped into the trigger guard and set off the 30-06 right next to his head. And he pooped himself a little bit. He pooped himself a little bit because it scared the crap out of him. Legitimately scared the crap out of him. He didn't know what to do. But turns out we were only about 20 to 30 feet from the cave that cougar we were hunting lived in. So gun goes off. I almost shit myself. He legitimately did a little bit shit himself. And then we found the cougar cave, and he goes, I don't know what to do, man. I got stuff in my underwear right now. I don't know what to do. I was like, man, use your sock. And he goes, I didn't like these underwear anyway. So he strips down naked, throws his boxers into the woods, goes into the cougar cave so I don't have to see him, wipes his butt with his right boot sock, throws it in the cave, puts his boot back on, and comes back out. And he's like, that'll show him. And then we left because we couldn't find the cougar.
Good story. Thanks, X-Wing.
I'm sorry. That's just what happened. I know it's not fun, but
oh boy, no, that was funny as heck. What are you talking about? The audience
generally, like hunting trips, that's basically what happens.
and I think Cougar Cave, says Delu, is probably a good name for a bar.
It was a cougar cave. Legitimately, I didn't. So that was the first time I saw a cougar cave. I didn't know that was like a real thing. It was a cougar cave. You walked in and it was like Skyrim. There's like bones on the ground and shit as you're walking in, and you hear da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na as you go to the cave. Yeah.
Well, I Project Cambrian says, LOL, the passive aggressive hunter. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he did. He just threw a poop filled sock in that cave. I guarantee that cougar came back and was like,
Why?
Did someone shit in my cave?
Why did a human come in here and poop?
God, I hate humans.
I gotta move to a new cave.
What the fuck, man? She probably walked it out, dropped it outside. Like, God, I hate these things. Stupid.
All right. Well, you were talking with me behind the scenes before we started the show about the death of country music, because I brought up this story that I thought would be interesting. I guess Zach Bryan got arrested in Oklahoma.
I don't know who this guy is.
Well, he's out. He's out touring.
Every day I hear about another country artist that's like hip and on the records, and this is the guy. But the bottom line is, like, 98 out of 100 new country artists are absolute asses. They're asshats, and I hate them. I hate new country. I hate the stadium country move that we've done. Have you ever heard of a guy named Jake Owen? There was a country singer named Jake Owen a while ago. I took a girl to a country concert, and he was just being a dick. And I tried to punch him in the face. So we were at like a dome thingy, whatever. He's like walking across and signing everybody's hats, and then gets like 2 away from this girl that I took to the concert, who was like sticking her hat out. And he's like, no, I'm done. And I'm like, hey, mother, sign her hat. And he's like, why don't you back off, son? And I tried to reach over to grab him by the shirt and punch him in the face. And these two, mountainous, large black men just manhandled the shit out of me. And they're like, get away. And so I turned around and I threw him the bird. And then I actually listened to the guy's music, which I hadn't done before. But this guy, Jake Owen, makes a song and he's like, climb in my truck and beware of my spit cup. And I'm like, you are the plague of country. You're the death. You are the black death of country music. You're a horrible human being. And you actually just proved it to me with what happened with the girl that I brought to that concert. I hate modern country. I hate it. And the Grand Ole Opry has died. It's died. It's not a thing anymore. The Grand Ole Opry is a farce. And if you want to listen to it, listen to Hank Williams III, who's Hank's grandson, and listen to the song The Grand Ole Opry Ain't So Grand Anymore. Country music died. It's
up against the wall, you redneck mothers. Mothers who have raised your sons so well.
Hank says the Grand Ole Opry ain't so grand anymore. Did you know Hank Jr. was a member, but they left him out there outside their door? Did you even know Johnny Cash was there back in 74? The Grand Ole Opry ain't so grand anymore.
Wow.
They were nervous about Waylon because he had a crooked smile. For many, many years, they never wanted Bo Sivas because he was too goddamn wild. The Grand Ole Opry is a joke. Country music has died, and it pisses me off.
I believe you. But apparently, so country star Zach Bryan was arrested on charges of obstruction of an investigation. He was later released on bond. Commenting on the incident after his release, Bryan owned up to being out of line with the police. Today, I had an incident with Oklahoma Highway Patrol. He wrote on X, emotions got the best of me and I was out of line in things I said. I support law enforcement as much as I can. I was just frustrated in the moment. It was unlike me, and I apologize. They brought me to jail, and there is a mugshot of me floating around. Prayers, we can all move on from this, and prayers, people know. I'm just the best I can. I love you guys, and I'm truly sorry to the officers. He later elaborated on the incident, which basically amounted to a mouthing off to police officers in a 5-minute video post.
Pussy. Excuse my French. I'm sorry. Look, man, country used to stand for something cool, okay? It used to, man. I love the greatest thing about country music is it did two things at once.
That looks like Cam a little bit.
It kind of does look like Cam.
Yeah, doesn't it?
The coolest thing about country music was it did two things. One, it posted like, hey, I'm a man of God. I will love my family. I will work my ass off, and I will adore everything that is special to me. My family, my children, my sons, my daughters, everything, and I will work the land that God gave me. That's what I will do. And then beyond that, it was like everything else that is established by you weirdos in the city, I'm going to reject that entirely.
I understand.
Get out of my face. Get the F out of here. F you. It was rebel country. That was the thing, man. And it's just died. And it drives me so nuts, man. Like I told you, I was a bull rider for a while. Like before I was a bull rider, I worked on ranches up in Northern California. And there's this sense of freedom that you get when you have nothing to do with local government. You have nothing to do with a grocery store that's near you. When you live completely by yourself and then somebody else comes in and tries to mess with it, like I will kill your ass. That was the cool stuff about country, is that you had this rebel mentality. And now it's like it's metrosexual dudes who fly G6 jets, and they want to tell you like, this is the lifestyle you should live. If you buy a Ford pickup, you can get a blonde from Delta Kappa Gamma and also chew the chew that I chew. It's so dumb. It's lost its heart. It's lost its soul. It's the same thing with Star Wars, dude.
Can I ask a different question?
Sure.
How many 90-point rides did you get?
3.
Really?
I had a 92, I had a 93. And by the way, just so anybody knows who's watching this right now, this is not me pumping up my own dick. The reason why I got those rides was because the bull that I was on was a spectacular bull. It's 50-50. So here's the thing. If you get a shitty bowl and you cover it perfectly, you're still going to get a bad score.
Roping's easier, just so you know.
I know. I was a header. My stepfather he was actually PRCA. He was a bulldogger. He was a bad mofo. He's big old boy. He's got tiny little legs. He's like Donkey Kong. He's got tiny little legs, and then from the hip up, it's like 380 pounds.
Yeah, we call them roosters.
Yeah, he's a big old fucking boy from the hips up, and his knees are terrible. But yeah, if you want a good score, man, you got to get a good bowl. And I wrote,
listen to me slip into those accents. I got to stop doing that.
I'm sorry, I'll shut up. I love talking about this stuff.
That's
man.
The problem. It just shows up. You spend enough time in those circles. It's like
I had so much fun. I had so much fun riding, and I hate rodeo guys. I really do hate rodeo guys, and that's the new like perception of what cowboys should be is rodeo guys. And to anybody who's watching this, like, don't think that rodeo guys are cowboys. They're rodeo cowboys. They're not real cowboys.
No.
Dudes who know how to actually work cattle.
Pushing a herd. Yeah.
I mean, pushing a herd is a very small.
I know, but I'm sorry. I'm giving nuance to what you're saying. I'll stop.
Yeah, no, 100%. You're right, though. I mean, if you can ride against, you got 75, Herefords, cow calf right next to you, and you can pick out of that crowd that you see one who that one's sick. And then out of those 75, you have to have a horse that's going to be able to cut that calf out of that herd and actually get to him. And whether you got to heel him, head him, whatever the case may be, to actually pull him out, or if you're good enough, ideally you don't have to put a rope on him. You cut him out, and then you got to vaccinate that calf or whatever the hell is going on. Give him, DA2 PPV, get him whatever they need to. LA200 was one. I got stabbed with an LA200 when I fell off a horse in the middle of a fucking rainstorm. And an LA200, which, by the way, that needle is about
huge. It's a giant big, bore needle. Yeah,
right into my fucking thigh. I thought I was gonna die.
How'd that feel? Burned like a mother, didn't it?
It felt like Satan had entered my veins.
And then it feels like a rock, right?
Yeah, I swear to Bob, I felt like it. Legitimately, I thought I was gonna die. Anyways.
Yeah. Sorry. All right.
Yeah, those are the guys who can.
We're out of this. That was fun. I see you and I can talk about a whole bunch of stuff. The chat's like, what the flip? Anyway, what else is going on? Oh, we got to wrap up. My goodness, we're almost at the 2-hour time, my man.
Damn.
You know what that means? It brings us to this point. You got to plug yourself.
I haven't lubed it up yet.
No,
I want to do this.
No, I'm hoping.
You muted. Still muted. Still muted.
Okay, let me tell you what happened. StreamYard just played the video for me 1.5 times. It played it for you because I watched you get muted, and then I started talking, and then it anyway. All right, so plug yourself. Tell everybody what you do, where you are. Darren already dropped the links in the chat and all that, so there you go.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's at XWing5. Started out as a Star Wars YouTube channel, talking about something I'm very clearly passionate about. Disney's taken it in a direction where I don't feel like I can sustain the conversations that I'm having anymore. So I'm going to move on. And at this point, we're in a transitionary phase. We're going to find out what we need to do to, make sure the people that I'm talking to are happy. But more than anything, YouTube's YouTube, and as much as I want to make my subscribers happy, if I'm talking on the internet, I just really kind of want to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about.
Well, hey, look, you and I will help you reposition yourself.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun today. I hope everybody got a chance to get to know you a little bit better.
A lot of fun, man.
I love
Thank
it
you
when
for having me.
I love it when you're telling stories. It's always a good time.
Yeah.
I think you need to do more of that. But you always got to be you, dude. You always got to be you.
I don't have the ability to not be me.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people try.
Yeah, can't do it. Wish I could. I'd make a shitload of money if I could.
Well, I mean, try some yoga or something. And you'd be a little bit more stretchy.
Yoga?
I don't know. Why is there a bunch of stickers on your cup? What are you doing with that?
Oh, this is my self-plug. I have a wonderful
key light in the way
thing. And then one of my buddies, somebody who it's one of those stories where it really sucks. He was an awesome YouTuber. He did YouTube videos with his wife. It was 2 Star Wars nerds. It was incredible. They did studio stuff together. They'd make awesome videos, really breaking down like the lore of Star Wars and stuff like that. And then everything that happened with Disney, they stopped. They were like, I can't be a Star Wars channel anymore. And so they stopped. And that was really heartbreaking. I actually drove all the way up to Oregon to meet with them. Yeah. You're muted again.
We're going to have to reconvince people that you don't just give up on it. Just figure out a way to talk about different stuff or talk about the thing that you love in a different way. Because again, I mean, you're there for a reason. People see you for a reason, but you're killing it over on your channel. You are truly, truly amazing. If you haven't checked out X-Wing, please do so. He's been very gracious and allowed me to guest on his channel for 2 weeks in a row because the great and powerful Darth Rissman has been out. Yeah, he's been out. So they brought in the Star Wars wizard Gandalf guy. That's me, yes, according to X-Wing's chat. Or Nikki or somebody. But I'm going to send you guys over to a wonderful, fun channel. The guys are going to make you laugh tonight. They are covering the Lioness, I guess. So you can check that out. And Brahma Bull's birthday, which is officially here. Brahma Bull's birthday is today. So if you go over to Ascendant Art, which you'll be automatically redirected to from here, just wish Brahma happy birthday. All right. Thanks again, X-Wing. I'm going to run credits. I'm going to run the outro.
Culture.
And we're gonna
hey, really quick, thank you everybody in the chat for being so welcoming and messing with me in chat. I know I'm a distant stranger here on Culture's channel, but thank you guys so much for interacting. I've been watching your comments. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, the chat's been on fire tonight. And also, yes, Doomcock is also live. So if you're looking for that, you can check out the Friday Night Frolic. So here goes the show and the credits. Thanks, guys. Love you.
Press our button as we see it at this time. We're ready in about 1 minute.